In 7th century Medina, Prophet Muhammad held a position of unparalleled authority. He was the absolute political, military, and spiritual head of a rapidly expanding society. Public congregational prayer was the anchor of this society. The ritual was deeply structured and rigid, requiring total synchronicity from the community as they followed their leaders' precise physical movements. But during one of these public prayers, a disruption occurred. When the Prophet went into the sajda, the prostration with the forehead on the ground, he stayed there. The seconds ticked by, long past the normal length, leaving the congregation completely confused. The reason for the delay was simple. His young grandson, Hussain, had climbed onto his back to play. Rather than gently remove him to finish the sacred ritual, the Prophet remained still. When asked later why the prayer was so unusually long, he explained that he simply did not want to rush his grandson. For a man leading an entire civilization, allowing a toddler to dictate the pace of a congregational prayer demonstrated that his patience for these specific children took priority over the uninterrupted flow of the ritual. Hussain and his older brother Hasan were the Prophet's grandsons, born to his daughter Fatimah and her husband Ali. When they were born, the Prophet gave them the names Hasan and Hussain. These are the Arabic equivalents of Shabir and Shabar, the names of the Prophet Aaron's sons. According to historical records, these specific names had never been used by the Arabs before. They were entirely foreign to the regional culture, kept protected and hidden by Allah specifically for these two children. From the moment they were named, their lives were framed by divine decree rather than standard biology, marking them for a unique role within the community. Despite their immense spiritual status, the immediate household of the Prophet lived in severe material poverty. Their daily lives in these sparse mud brick homes were often defined by hunger and hardship. As the Eid festival approached, the two young boys noticed the other children in Medina preparing new outfits. They went to their mother, Fatimah, and asked if they would have new clothes to wear for the celebration. Knowing she had absolutely no money to buy them anything, Fatimah was deeply distressed. She comforted her sons with a promise that clothes would arrive, and then she turned to prayer, asking for a solution for her sons. Shortly after, a courier knocked on the door, delivering beautifully crafted new garments for the boys. When the Prophet later saw them wearing the outfits, he revealed to Fatimah that the courier was the angel Gabriel, delivering clothes sourced directly from paradise itself. This event demonstrated to the early Muslims that while the family lived in extreme earthly lack, their needs were being recognized and met by a higher authority. The Prophet deliberately made the public bear witness to his affection for the boys. He would chase Hussain through the streets of Medina, making him laugh and catching him in front of the community. During one of these public moments, he issued a definitive theological declaration: "Hussain is from me, and I am from Hussain." He officially linked love for his grandson to the Islamic faith itself. This diagram illustrates a specific prophecy he made regarding the older brother, Hasan. Taking the boy onto the mosque's pulpit, the Prophet announced that Hasan would grow up to be a leader who would reconcile two massive warring factions of Muslims. In these moments, the Prophet was codifying his family, the Bayt, as the enduring moral compass for the community, ensuring their status was clear to everyone. Years after the Prophet's death, Omar became caliph, wielding immense executive power over the expanding Muslim world. While Umar was delivering a sermon, a young Hussain walked straight up to him and demanded that he step down from his grandfather's pulpit and sit on his own father's pulpit instead. The most powerful man in the state did not reprimand the child. Umar gracefully conceded, brought Hussain up to sit beside him, and publicly acknowledged that his own father possessed no such pulpit. Caliph Umar's public concession to a child validated the unique authority of the Prophet's lineage, even over the sitting head of state. This reverence was also institutionalized into the economic framework of the state. Caliph Umar established policies to distribute state wealth and the spoils of war among the community. This chart compares the financial stipends issued by the state. Umar deliberately allocated a massively higher payment to Hasan and Hussain than he gave to his own son, Abdullah. Abdullah ibn Umar complained about this discrepancy, demanding that he received the same financial treatment as the Prophet's grandsons. Umar responded with a harsh rebuke. He told his son that his status was incomparable to Hussein's, whose grandfather and mother set him apart from everyone else in the community. Umar reinforced this official status by commissioning high-quality custom garments imported from Yemen exclusively for Hasan and Hussain. The childhood of Hasan and Hussain set a clear precedent for how the early state functioned. Through both the Prophet's direct decrees and the policies of the later caliphate, respect for this family was transformed from a private sentiment into a formal institutional priority.